Wet and muddy conditions at Emerald Downs on March 27th, but still plenty of activity on the track. Grant Forster is used to training at multiple venues, but his home is right here at Emerald Downs. How does he approach introducing wet tracks to young horses?
I mean, the horses are going to have to get used to it, and I actually prefer the track to have a fair bit of water in it. It keeps it tighter and they get a hold of it better.
Forster observed a couple of juvenile fillies learning the game.
We've got a YYY filly, the first crop for him, a little chestnut filly that I think looks like she's going to be very quick for the Furborns, and then another Heath Tops filly for Mr. Sarkowski. So we're looking for big things from both of them, and right now everybody on the barn area thinks they've got the next big stars. So pretty soon we'll start racing and find out who's got them.
Gallyn Mitchell is this track's all-time leading jockey and has carved out a very good living in over 25 years as a rider. This is the Equicizer in the jockey's room, used to instruct young riders and for others to brush up on technique or get loose. Mitchell used it to give us an inside look at many techniques that make a successful jockey. We'll begin at the starting gate, where Mitchell excels.
Locked up, away and racing.
Now coming out of the gate, I usually like to give a pretty good slack in my reins to give a horse a chance to break, you know, and not be on their mouth. And I always liked, you usually have a little bit more mane. This horse, he's groomed pretty good, so got his mane pulled. I like to get a couple fingers here and then up forward a little more. The same way, and a couple there. When I break, I like to have usually my left foot a little forward and my right foot back a little bit. So when that horse breaks, I can push forward with him and I pull at the same time. And I'm not hurting that horse at all, pulling his mane, and that way I'm not on his mouth.
Wapito go first away from Bob's Story.
Usually you're sitting pretty quiet until you want that horse to get into the race. And that's usually in the stretch, the last quarter of a mile, eighth of a mile. And as you start riding that horse, you'll see riders throwing across. And when they're throwing that cross, they're picking the horse up. We're trying to help that horse and pick that horse up and get that bit in his mouth. If a horse is getting tired or he's running as hard as he can, and you just need to maybe let up on the whip a little bit and get their head picked up. Lafitte Payne Kai, he was the best at it. You ever watch him down the stretch? He don't hit a horse very many times, but he'll pick him up and literally carry him. And he was a very good example of that. He's just helping them horses finish and get to that wire. But I'd like to get him and riding him and pull it through. And you hit him left-handed. When you hit him left-handed, a horse that's never been hit left-handed will really accelerate and give that extra, you know, effort, or it helps them switch leads also without throwing them off balance and swinging them around.
Out by 3 lengths, down the outside, running to second spot is Funky Music, is coming home like a train. Funky Music a chance. Eddie Joe on the inside. Here comes Funky Music right over the top of them, and Funky Music gets up to win.
And it is safety first out there, and I'll take it out there trying to be safe. But then again, I'm trying to do my job as good for the people that I'm riding for. Where I've helped a rider out, or a rider has helped me out, you know, sit there, and if you're on the outside of a horse that's getting out, and you sit there, and we could sit, and actually the whole race talk like you and I's talking now. Hey, I got you know, you're okay. Hey, or help me out. Hey, this horse is getting out. Hey, easy, you know. Well, yeah, we did a lot of trash talking going out there, you know, and going, and for instance, if a rider's coming up and he's hollering and he's not really needing the help, and you're sitting there and you look over or peek and see this rider's just hollering, it's, hey, take a hole, rider, you know, this spot's taken, and going behind the gate. It's, for instance, if a rider knows I have speed, and even if they don't, or they're not gonna, hey, I'm gonna sin with you, I'm gonna sin, my trainer told me to sin as hard as I can, and that's just part of the game, you know.
Mitchell's right up there among local trash talkers, but if you can't talk when you win, when can you talk? And win he has at Emerald Downs. Jim Penny Barn had activity at Emerald Downs on March 27th. Kitty's Honey and Get Her Done were out for a gallop. Kitty's Honey, the gray, is a 4-year-old filly who's 1 for 1 in her career, and she's the younger sister of Kitty's Link. Here's 2 Bud Klokstad juveniles, something to take note of. Liberty Bell is by Liberty Gold out of Knight's Kaffir. She's the chestnut filly on the right, and the other is Smooth Copy, a colt by Roar, and out of stakes winner Run a Copy. And here's a look at Schoolin' You, winner of the WTBA Lads and Gottstein Futurity in 2005.
And Schoolin' You has won the Gottstein Futurity.
Schoolin' You was out of action all of last season, but he is readying for his 4-year-old season in the Jim Penny barn. Opening day at Emerald Downs for the 2007 season is Friday, April 20th.